Mr. Speaker, a tragic hallmark of the last nearly 17 years of NDP government has been their failure to address poverty, evident in the increased number of Manitobans using food banks. The Mincome approach seeks to ensure every person in Manitoba has at least a minimum income. Manitoba Liberals will put a priority on evaluating the benefits of the Mincome approach. Why has the Premier never put a priority on the Mincome approach to addressing poverty?
Yeah, we're the only province in Canada that requires a poverty reduction strategy as part of every budget by law. I would hope that the members of the opposition would stay committed to that objective, Mr. Speaker. And I have to say that for the member of River Heights to raise this question about poverty reduction, he was part of the federal government that killed the Canada Assistance Program, which provided 50% support for social assistance, legal aid, community development and family services all throughout the country. The federal government pulled out of that when he was a federal member of cabinet, Mr. Speaker. And now he's part of a political party at the provincial level that their number one priority is to give a $471 million corporate tax giveaway to the big banks and the big corporations. Shame. That will do nothing. There will be nothing trickling down from there, Mr. Speaker, to reduce poverty. We did what the Tories refused to do, the Conservatives refused to do. We took the national child benefit, we made it available to all children, and we took down the billboards asking people to snitch on people on welfare. That's what we did. We made it available to all children in Manitoba. Then we brought in rent assist for all the families of Manitoba to help them with their housing costs. And what happened? The Liberals and the Conservatives voted against all those measures, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, the Mincome approach has the potential to be more effective in addressing poverty than what the NDP have done, and to decrease the cumbersome bureaucracy which is presently needed for the NDP's current ineffective attempts to address poverty. Today, a Manitoban living in poverty has a full-time job keeping up with the NDP's rules, requirements, and paperwork. Why has the Premier not simplified the system so that individuals on low incomes can spend their time getting training, finding work, or getting their illnesses addressed, instead of filling out and complying with the NDP's cumbersome bureaucracy?
The Liberal Party of Manitoba wants to do another demonstration project on basic income, or Manitoba Guaranteed Annual Income. We're actually implementing that on the ground as we speak. The National Child Benefit provides a floor of income for moderate and low-income families, working or not working, for income for their children. The Rent Assist program provides a platform of income for moderate and low-income families on rent support, Mr. Speaker. Our tax measures have reduced taxes and taken thousands of people off the tax rolls in Manitoba of moderate and low income, Mr. Speaker. And we're the only political party, neither the Conservatives, neither the Liberals, have any support for a minimum wage in Manitoba, Mr. Speaker. We've raised it every single year that we've been in office, and it now has the purchasing power that it did before the Conservatives came into office. We now have a minimum wage, which we think can be even better in the future, Mr. Speaker. And stay tuned. We will do more to reduce poverty by having low unemployment, good job creation rates, and stimulus programs that provide opportunities to work for all Manitobans, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, as the Premier explains, his party is all over the map with this range of individual initiatives and programs, but they're not working. The NDP have ignored the data from the Mincome trial in Dauphin without ever assessing its effectiveness. This Mincome approach was ultimately found to result in people being healthier, lowering costs related to health and justice. If the Mincome approach can save on bureaucracy and reduce costs, why have the NDP failed in the 40 years since the initial work on Mincome to make it a priority, as Manitobans Liberals will do from day one? Why, in nearly 17 years, has the NDP not made Mincome a priority?
Manitoba wants to do another study. We're actually implementing a low-income floor in Manitoba, Mr. Speaker. That's why we've made the National Child Benefit universal for all families in Manitoba. We have a prenatal benefit that's available to Manitobans, Mr. Speaker. We have a rent assist program, which is available to all Manitobans, Mr. Speaker. And we've taken thousands of low-income Manitobans off the tax rolls. And again, if the Liberals are really interested in supporting people that want to have a decent wage, support the minimum wage policy in Manitoba. They've always opposed it, just like the Conservatives. There's only one political party that supports minimum wage in Manitoba. This party, the New Democratic Party. There's only one party committed to having stimulus that creates one of the lowest unemployment rates in the country and one of the best job creation rates. When people are working, they're making decent wages. And that's what we're doing in northern Manitoba, rural Manitoba, urban Manitoba. And we're also doing social enterprise, which allows people to fix up homes and save energy, Mr. Speaker, and building social housing, which the member from River Heights cut when he was in the federal cabinet. Social housing, jobs, minimum wage, basic income support programs, and more to come, Mr. Speaker.